everybody, it's Tara. Today is October 31st. It is Halloween. Happy Halloween! And in honor of the best holiday of the year, I want to play a game. And the name of this game is And Then the Murders Began. The idea of this game is very simple. After the first sentence of a book, you just add the line, and then the murders began. Sometimes it makes it funny, sometimes it makes it scary, sometimes it just makes it kind of weird. So without further ado, let the game begin. The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. The knife had a handle of polished black bone, and a blade finer and sharper than any razor. And then the murders began. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Late in the winter of my 17th year, my mother decided I was depressed, presumably because I rarely left the house, spent quite a lot of time in bed, read the same book over and over, ate infrequently, and devoted quite a bit of my abundant free time to thinking about death. And then the murders began. Change of Heart by Jodi Picoult. In the beginning, I believed in second chances. And then the murders began. The Cat in the Hat by Dr. Seuss. The sun did not shine. It was too wet to play. So we sat in the house all that cold, cold, wet day. And then the murders began. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. And then the murders began. The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. When Mr. Bilbo Baggins of Bag End announced that he would shortly be celebrating his 11st birthday with a party of special magnificence, there was much talk and excitement in Hobbiton. And then the murders began. Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Everyone my age remembers where they were and what they were doing when they first heard about the contest. And then the murders began. Water for Elephants by Sara Gruen. Only 3 people were left under the red and white awning of the grease joint: Grady, me, and the fry cook. And then the murders began. The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. The studio was filled with the rich odor of roses, and when the light summer wind stirred amidst the trees of the garden, there came through the open door the heavy scent of the lilac, or the more delicate perfume of the pink flowering thorn. And then the murders began. Paddington by Michael Bond. Mr. and Mrs. Brown first met Paddington on a railway platform. And then the murders began. The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. The time traveler was expounding a recondite matter to us. His gray eyes shone and twinkled, and his usually pale face was flushed and animated. And then the murders began. Cress by Marissa Meyer. Her satellite made one full orbit around planet Earth every 16 hours. And then the murders began. The Odyssey by Homer. By now, the other warriors, those that had escaped headlong ruin by sea or in battle, were safely home. And then the murders began. Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. Where's Papa going with that axe? Said Fern to her mother as they were setting the table for breakfast. And then the murders began. Surely you're joking, Mr. Feynman? By Richard P. Feynman. When I was about 11 or 12, I set up a lab in my house. And then the murders began. Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. There was a boy in her room. And then the murders began. Haunted by Chuck Palahniuk. This was supposed to be a writer's retreat. It was supposed to be safe. And then the murders began. Love You Forever by Robert Munsch. A mother held her new baby and very slowly rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she held him, she sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. And then the murders began. Of Love and Evil by Anne Rice. I dreamed a dream of angels. And then the murders began. A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. Delilah Bard had a way of finding trouble. And then the murders began. The Martian Chronicles by Ray Bradbury. One minute it was Ohio winter, with doors locked, windows locked, the panes blind with frost, icicles fringing every roof, children skiing on slopes, housewives lumbering like great black bears in their furs along the icy streets. And then the murders began. Vicious by V.E. Schwab. Victor readjusted the shovels on his shoulder and stepped gingerly over an old, half-sunken grave. And then the murders began. And last but certainly not least, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of No. 4 Privet Drive were proud to say that they were perfectly normal, thank you very much. And then the murders began. And that concludes today's game of And Then the Murders Began. Now I want to challenge you guys to play this game yourselves. Leave me a comment down below with your best And Then the Murders Began first line. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this fun little video today, and if you did, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more. And until next time, happy reading and happy murdering. Bye-bye.